So good morning children. Today we are going to study second chapter from the book First Flight, which is for CBSE 10th standard children. And this chapter is written about Nelson Mandela. So children, first of all we will collect some information about Nelson Mandela. So point number 1 is that he spent 27 years in the prison. Why he spent 27 years in the prison? Because he was fighting against the racial discrimination. Because he was fighting against the discrimination which was done on the basis of color, on the basis of skin color, I must say. So that is called apartheid. So apartheid, it is a system, okay, in which the peoples are discriminating other peoples on the basis of their skin color. See children, today what we are able to see that in the whole world, what is their fundamental rights are there, okay, and the fundamental rights are given to all the citizens. But can you imagine that one time what was happening in some of the countries in the world, some peoples were not getting the chance also or the opportunities also as the other citizens were getting. Why? Only because they were having the different skin color. So that is called racism. That is called racism. So one person, who is he? Nelson Mandela, what he said? He said that discrimination on the basis of skin color is a wrong thing. And he fought for this. And 27 years he was in the prison, he was in the jail. But later what happened? The later journey of Nelson Mandela is very surprising, that he became the first president, first black president of South Africa when first time voting was conducted. So this is the achievement, we can say, of Nelson Mandela. So he became the president also, but when he became president? After fighting 27 years in jail. Okay. So this is the topic about the racism. This is the topic about apartheid. This is the topic about discrimination. Okay. This is the topic about the different skin color. So some questions are there. Point number 1. Do we really judge people on the basis of their talent, knowledge, their conduct, their ethics, moral, or simply we judge the people on the basis of their looks and skin color? So what a human should possess? The human should possess a good quality, a good nature, a good moral conduct, or the human should be only good in looks. So if we are not going towards the looks and towards the skin color, then number 1 question is, why there are so many cosmetic products advertisement which is coming daily on the television? Why they are saying that if you apply this particular cream, your facial skin will glow and you can become white? But children, if you will study biology in detail, you will come to know that the skin color is having completely different story, right? So one pigment is there particularly in the skin which is responsible for the skin color. And if anyone is applying any type of cream or any face wash, nothing is going to happen. So what I want to say finally, that one side we are talking that there should be no discrimination on the topic of skin color, and other side we belong to the same category peoples where we are encouraging other peoples that you should glow brighter. And the second part, see children, in India which type of races is found? In India mixed races is found. So if someone is born in Tamil Nadu, so there 100% chances is there that the person will be black in color. Not only the person will be black in color, the person will be that much black that he is shining in blackness. Okay, so you can imagine how a person will look if the person is shining in blackness. Why? Because of the temperature of that area, very hot. So if you are getting the chance children, and And if you are going to Kashmir, so there you can find the native peoples of Kashmir. They all are fair in color. I must say completely white in color. What is the reason? So their geographical area is cold, so which is making them fair. So sometimes it is dependent on genes also, sometimes it is dependent on the geographical location also, where the peoples are residing. And finally, what we can say, that every human being, irrespective of black and white, they all are important. So once upon a time, all the peoples in the world, what they were saying, that Americans are the peoples or the country of white. They are the white races, and they used to say that they are the best races. They are born to dominate the world. But what happened? The 44th president of America, we all know that he is Barack Obama, who was a black man, who is a black man. So why the Americans selected a black man as their president? Because now the time has came when the peoples are not very much focusing that what you are looking and how you are looking. Now the peoples are only thinking that what you can do for them, and that is important. So they selected Barack Obama, one African American president, as their leader. And not one time, children, he was selected 2 times as the president of America. And he was successful also. Today also many people like him, right? Not only in the America, but whole world. And he got the Nobel Peace Prize also. So this all information, what this is saying to us, this all information is saying that now the world is also changing, and the peoples are becoming more educated, and they are coming to know that the skin color is not important. Finally, the conduct of the person, the attitude of the person, the knowledge and service of the person is more important. And the same thing we should also practice in our life. So now we will see the glimpse of the story of Nelson Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom. And the title is saying that long walk to freedom, to become free. It was not one easy step or one night's dream. It was a long walk. One has to cover a long distance. So before you read, what we have to see, apartheid, which I have discussed earlier. It is a system that separates people according to their race. And this system, what this system is doing, this system is separating the peoples from their races. That you belong to the Aryan races, you belong to black Mongolian races, you belong to particular races, right? Can you say which of these 3 countries named below had such a political system until very recently? So the option is United States of America, South Africa, Australia. Answer is South Africa. So South Africa was facing the system of apartheid. It is a system in which discrimination is done on the basis of races. Peoples are divided on the basis of races. And peoples are divided, then what is happening? Children, they are not getting the opportunity. That is important. For example, if the government is saying that I will give job only to the white peoples, where the blacks will go? Those who are having the black skin color. So this happened once upon a time, and peoples were thinking that yes, this is correct. But then someone is coming who is teaching the world that this is wrong. Okay, so there are so many leaders in the world who came and who taught the whole world what is right and what is wrong. Like here we can remember Nelson Mandela, that what he did, he fight against apartheid. He fight against a system of discrimination. How we used to remember Abraham Lincoln, that he abolished slavery. So once upon a time, what was happening? The slaves, the peoples were bought and sold. He stopped that. Legally he stopped. This is illegal. So we used to remember him. Like that only we used to remember Nelson Mandela for apartheid. That he fight against apartheid, racial discrimination, children, and he fight against races, and today we can say that he got the freedom also. So now coming to the topic once again, have you heard of Nelson Mandela? So have you heard the name Nelson Mandela? Mandela and his African National Congress spend a lifetime fighting against apartheid. So lifetime, 27 years cannot be one easy number. 27 long years. This much time any government is not giving punishment also, I hope so. Okay, maximum 14 years, 16, 20 years they are getting. But here 27 years one person is getting. Why? Because he was fighting for the right. And then finally democratic election were held in South Africa in 1994. So point number 2, what we can say that 1994 what happened? That democratic election. So democratic election means in which the peoples are participating to find out who is their representative or ruler. And in that election what happened? Mandela became the first black president of a new nation. So 1994 who became? Mandela became the first president of the new nation. In this extract from his autobiography, so there used to be 2 works. One is called biography. Biography means if I am writing on Mahatma Gandhi, so that book is called biography because I have written. But if Mahatma Gandhi is writing anything about his life story by himself, that is called autobiography. Auto means himself or herself. So his autobiography, Long Walk to Freedom, Mandela speaks about a historic occasion. So now Mandela is talking about the historic occasion. Historic means which has to be remembered, which is never happening daily. Okay. The inauguration, so he is talking about the inauguration when after 300 years of slavery, we can say, under the British, under the white peoples, what happened? The black man is becoming the president of the country. So that inauguration, what happened? Can you guess what the occasion might be? Check your guess with the new items from BBC of 10th May 1994. So that time what the BBC radio, they announced, what the newspaper they had written. So that we will find out. Mandela has become South Africa's first black president. This was the heading. And then Nelson Mandela has become South Africa's first black president after more than 3 centuries of white rule. 1 century, 100 years. 3 century, 300 years. After 300 years of white rule, they are getting democracy, and first one who is elected the president is the Nelson Mandela. So Mr. Mandela's African National Congress Party won how many seats? Out of 400 seats, they got 252. So it was a majority seat. So 252 by 400. So this much seat is enough to make the government in any democratic country, right? And then the inauguration ceremony took place in the Union Building Amphitheatre in Pretoria today. So inauguration means now to inform everyone that who the rulers are, or we can say in simple words a celebration or new start. Attended by politicians and dignitaries from more than 140 countries around the world. And nearly 140 countries around the world, they participated, as their businessmen participated, politicians participated, and those who were famous and having the dignity in the society, they all participated. Never, never again will this beautiful land experience the oppression of one by another, said Nelson Mandela in his address. So what Nelson Mandela said, what he addressed to all the peoples, those who all were present there. That day, Nelson Mandela said that in this country, never this will happen again, that any human being is suppressing any other human being. Means any human being is facing problem because of another human being on the terms of races. Okay, that I am white, so I am the boss, you are black, so you are my servant. Or the black can also not say that I am the black, means I am more powerful, and you are white means now we will take revenge. No. So jubilant scenes on the street of Pretoria followed the ceremony with blacks, whites and colors celebrating together. And don't think, children, that all the peoples at that time, those who were having the white skin, they were against or in favor of what the white rules were doing. Many were educated and they were saying that apartheid is a wrong thing. Who? White peoples. Many white peoples were saying. And they were also thinking that there should be equality. So what happened when equality came? All the black, the white, okay, everyone celebrated together that now we all are equal. So more than 1 lakh South African men, women and children of all races sang and danced with joy. Okay, so this is a memorable history. Okay, before this, what was happening? Maybe the white is not allowed to move with the black. The black is not allowed to move with the white. There was no equality, no feeling of human being. Okay, so here I recall one very interesting thing. See, we cannot teach a monkey that you have to be like a monkey. You have to behave like a monkey. No, we are not doing this. We are not teaching the buffalo also that you have to behave like a buffalo. Right? But we have to teach human beings that you have to behave like a human being. So I hope that you all are able to understand that what the characteristic a human being should possess. First of all, the human being should have the sense and heart of thinking about others. The one should have a heart for all, right? So compassion should be there, understanding others, problem should be there. Then from here we all can start our story. 10th May dawned bright and clear. So 10th May, after the sunset, the scene was bright and clear. For the past few days, I had been pleasantly beside by dignitaries and world leaders who were coming to pay their respect before the inauguration. So Nelson Mandela is saying in his autobiography that for past few days, many leaders from other countries, they were coming. Okay, and many businessmen, politicians, dignitaries, those who are having in the society, they all were coming for congratulating Nelson Mandela that wow, very good work you have done before the inauguration. And this inauguration is special. Why this inauguration is special? Because the inauguration would be the largest gathering ever of international leaders on South African soil. Largest gathering of the leaders from all over the world. It's not easy thing. Okay, all over 140 countries leaders are present in the soil of South Africa, celebrating the success of equality. It is a great thing which is experienced by Nelson Mandela and we all are reading today. Second paragraph. The ceremonies took place in the lovely sandstone amphitheater. So what is amphitheater? A building which is not having the roof, okay, and it is only having the seats, and the seats are rising. For example, first row from ground it is having 1 feet, second row it is having 2 feet, third row 3 feet. So what will happen? The one who is sitting at the back also can see what is happening in the front, or he can see what is happening on the stage. So formed by the Union buildings in Pretoria. So what is Pretoria? It is a place. Pretoria. And where it is now? It is now in South Africa only. So in Pretoria, one building was there, open building where the seats were in the raising order. All the peoples were sitting there and the inauguration was going to start. For decades. What is decade? Decade is the time period of 10 years. What is decade? Decade is the time period of 10 years. This had been the seat of white supremacy. And this place, okay, where now we can say everyone is present and enjoying the success of equality, first the place of supremacy was under the control of white. And only whites were allowed to sit. And now it was the seat of a rainbow gathering. Rainbow gathering means different color people all are sitting irrespective of the color of the skin, of different colors and nations. And not only one nation, many nations peoples are sitting there because they want to be the part of this inauguration. For the installation of South Africa's first democratic non-racial government. So they all want to encourage, they all want to participate, right? Why they all want to encourage and participate? Because this was the first government which was democratic in nature, by the people it was formed, and it was not racial. Not racial means when the government started giving favor to any particular races, so that time government is called racial government. When the government started giving privilege to any particular races in their country, that time the government is called the racist. So on that lovely autumn day, and then he is recalling and saying that this was autumn day. Okay, I was accompanied by my daughter Zanani. So Nelson Mandela was with his daughter Zanani. So spelling is Zenani. Some are reading Z. Eni. So Zanni, on the podium, Mr. De Klerk was first sworn in as second deputy president. So first, second deputy president is going, and then he is taking the pledge. Okay, that I will work. Okay, how we all are also witnessing that some government they are taking pledge in the Gandhi Maidan or some particular field, they are openly inviting all the peoples and leaders and taking the pledge, right? Or some are going in stadiums also to take the pledge, so that maximum peoples can participate. So these things are not new for us. We all are witnessing this thing election after election. So then what happened? Then go to page number 18, and it is written, then Thabo Mbeki was sworn in as first deputy president when it was my turn. So now Nelson Mandela is saying that now my turn was going to come, and he has to go to take the pledge as president. Okay, so before joining in the government, children, in the high post, everyone is taking one pledge. So pledge means promise to the God. Okay, that in all the public, okay, in front of everyone, I promise to the God that I will always talk to my conscience, talk to myself that I am not doing anything wrong, and I am not going against the ethics and morals of the country, the rules and regulation of the country. So I will be always abide by the rules. Means a person who is fine, always following the rules. So I pledge to obey and uphold the constitution. So what is important in the democratic country? The first basic thing which unites and maintain the dignity of the nation is the constitution. So the constitution plays a very important role, children. So maybe in SST you will study in detail. And to devote myself to the well-being of the republic and its people. To the written constitution and to its people, now the person has to take the charge. To the assembled guests and the watching world. Assembled guests, watching world, so many news paper editors are present, news channel are present, and maybe those who cannot come to South Africa in Pretoria, they can watch from television also. So what he addressed. So children, first of all, I want to say one thing here, that all the world leaders, who are world leaders? Whom the world has recognized that yes, he is a leader, and they have done something great. They taught the whole world some lesson. All the world leaders, they all were and are good in communication skill. Point number one, they are good in communication. No, best in communication skill. If you talk about Mahatma Gandhi, he taught the whole world the theory of truth and non-violence. You talk about Nelson Mandela, he taught the whole world that racism is wrong, apartheid system is wrong, discrimination is wrong. Okay, if you talk about like Abraham Lincoln, he taught the whole world that humans cannot be slaves. So like this, so many names are there, the series are there, those who are remembered as the world leaders. Okay, those who are remembered as the world leaders. And then, so what he said, today all of us do by our presence here confer glory and hope to newborn liberty. So he said that now what we are going to get the newborn liberty. Out of experience of an extraordinary human disaster that lasted too long. So he is saying that the disaster lasted too long, 27 years is not an easy thing. And then also 300 years under the white peoples as the slave. And then must be born a society of which all humanities will be proud. So this line is very catchy. And this line can touch anyone's sentiment, those who all are present there in the, we can say, assembly, okay, or watching in the television, that all humanity should be proud. If you are white, if you are black, if you are of any races, if you are belonging to mixed races, then also you will feel proud. Okay, so that type of government has to be there. So thank you all children, and now we will continue our story in the next video. Okay.